NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte has reinforced the alliance's strong stance against Russia as the war in Ukraine stretches into its third year. His rhetoric has especially been highly anti-Russia, much more than his predecessor. Rutte emphasized that NATO remains united in its support for Ukraine and continues to boost defense measures on its eastern flank.
This is all the more important given Russia's war against Ukraine, which has resulted in multiple NATO airspace violations, including just yesterday in Romania. Let me express NATO's solidarity with Romania and also commend the Romanian authorities and SACEUR for their quick and effective response to this incident. We will continue to increase surveillance, exchange information, and coordinate individual and collective responses. We have also recently significantly increased our presence on NATO's eastern flank and strengthened NATO's air policing mission.
Rutte highlighted Russia's persistent threat, stating that Moscow's rhetoric has become increasingly dangerous, requiring NATO to maintain its readiness. NATO's nuclear exercises were mentioned as a crucial part of deterring aggression.
Russia remains the most significant and direct threat to the security of the Allies. And Putin is resorting to increasingly irresponsible rhetoric. Moscow may be loud, but NATO is strong. In a more uncertain world, it is vital that we continue to modernize our capabilities and exercise together to keep our conventional and nuclear forces strong. Just this Monday, NATO's annual nuclear exercise, Steadfast Noon, began with more than 60 aircraft taking part in training flights. These are routine, recurrent exercises far from Russia's borders that do not involve live weapons. The fundamental purpose of NATO's nuclear capability is to preserve peace, prevent coercion, and deter aggression.
The Secretary-General also addressed concerns about North Korea's involvement in the war, though official confirmation is yet to be provided. Nevertheless, he pointed out that nations like North Korea, Iran, and China are aiding Russia's war effort.
Even if North Korea is not physically there at the battlefield, then still they are helping to fuel Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine in every way they can, and together with others like Iran. China is playing a role here, obviously, and of course Russia itself.
Reaffirming NATO's commitment to Ukraine's victory, Rutte said the alliance will continue ramping up military aid to Ukraine, ensuring defense production is supported at all levels.
There is total unity in this alliance that we want Ukraine to prevail. We want Putin not to get his way, because this is about our values, about our collective safety. And for all these reasons, we will continue making sure that Ukraine has what it needs to, in terms of military material, goods, etc., all that aid getting into Ukraine to fight off the Russians and this Russian attack. The main issue last night was how to make sure that nobody in Moscow might think that we want to slow down or whatever. No, that we want to ramp up industry production, to replenish here and get more aid into Ukraine, that we want to support the Ukrainian defense production capacity, because there is a huge capacity in Ukraine themselves to produce, for example, drones and other things.
Rutte also expressed strong support for Moldova, which is grappling with Russian interference. He praised Moldovan President Maia Sandu's leadership in countering these hybrid threats.
Can I personally applaud her leadership of what she is doing and trying to build a stable democracy in Moldova, which is able also to protect against all the particularly hybrid interference which is taking place from Russia.
Meanwhile, in a previous press conference with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Thursday, he further addressed China's complicity in Russia's aggression, warning that its actions have consequences for its global standing.
Our world is closely linked, and so is our security. China has become a decisive enabler of Russia's war against Ukraine. And it cannot continue to fuel the biggest conflict in Europe since the Second World War without this impacting on its interest and reputation. Iran and North Korea are fueling Russia's war machine with missiles and drones in return for support for the military industries.
Rutte also assured that NATO's resolve to support Ukraine remains unshaken and that membership for Ukraine in the alliance is inevitable.
We will not use that. We will not lose that unity.
It's
you
so
can count
important.
on that. And my message today to Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin is that if he thinks we will not. And today again is evidence. Look what the Australians have done, what the Germans are doing, what the US has done today. Again, announcing almost $500 million in anti-missile defense systems. I've spoken over the last 3 weeks with all allies. There is absolute unity. We will massively make sure that Ukraine has what it needs to fight the war against Russia. We will continue doing that. And if anyone in the Kremlin will think that by sowing division we will stop this, no, this will not happen. And Ukraine will be member of NATO. There is no doubt about it.
Rutte's statements underscore NATO's unwavering commitment to Ukraine and the broader security of Europe as the alliance continues to counter Russia's aggression through coordinated efforts, increased military aid, and diplomatic support for nations like Moldova. With firm resolve, NATO is sending a clear message to Moscow. Its aggression will not go unanswered, and the unity of the alliance remains stronger than ever.